Most of us have felt it. That quiet moment when you try, wait, hope, and it still doesn't happen. A promotion, a reply, a relationship, the parcel stops somewhere else. Pass the Parcel captures that experience in a way few shows do. Not just for kids, but for adults too. In the episode, we see a bunch of birthday parties where the kids play Pass the Parcel. At the first few parties, the game is played in a very modern way. Every layer of wrapping has a prize. The music stops on each kid in turn. No one is left out. No one loses. Then Lucky's dad, Pat, changes the rules. Only one prize, in the middle, one winner, and it goes badly. Kids cry, Bingo is heartbroken, the parents look uncomfortable. It's easy to see why. Losing doesn't feel good, especially when you're not expecting it. But this isn't just a parenting conversation. There's a bigger message here about how we all react when we don't get what we hoped for. This episode is about dealing with disappointment in a healthy way. At first, Bingo struggles. When the parcel doesn't stop on her, she's upset. She cries, she clings to Chili, she doesn't understand why it's happening. And honestly, that's a very real reaction. Most of us don't like to lose, especially when we were hoping for a different outcome. But then something changes. Bingo starts to adapt. She keeps showing up. She doesn't shut down. At Buddy's party, Bingo doesn't win again. This time, her friend Lila gets the prize, a bubble toy. And instead of running away or getting upset, Bingo smiles. She plays with the bubbles, and she says, "When Lila is happy, I'm happy." She found a way to feel okay, not because she got what she wanted, but because she learned to shift her focus. That's the moment that matters. Instead of chasing the prize, she starts appreciating the people around her. The joy they feel becomes something she can share in. And that small change, from frustration to empathy, is huge. It's a reminder that disappointment doesn't have to define us. It can teach us how to stay grounded, connected, and kind, even when things don't go our way. Because what she's learning isn't how to win, it's how to lose and still feel okay. This isn't just a kid lesson, it's a very adult one. As we get older, there are fewer guaranteed wins. You can do everything right and still not get the promotion. You can put your heart into something and still not be recognized. Sometimes, someone else gets the thing you wanted, and there's no clear reason why. That's frustrating, and it's easy to feel like you're falling behind or like life is unfair. But Pass the Parcel reminds us that losing isn't a reflection of our value. It's just something that happens. What defines us is how we respond. Some people shut down when they're overlooked. Others become resentful or stop trying altogether. But the healthier path, and the one we see Bingo take, is to keep showing up even after setbacks. That's not easy. It takes emotional maturity to move through disappointment without letting it turn into bitterness. It's okay to be upset when life doesn't go your way. But staying open, kind, and hopeful, that's what helps you move forward. That's what actually builds resilience. There's another part of this episode that hits home for a lot of adults: comparison. Watching someone else succeed while you're still waiting for your own turn can be difficult. Whether it's a friend getting married, a colleague getting promoted, or someone else hitting milestones you hope to reach, it can trigger feelings of self-doubt, even shame. You might feel like you're falling behind or wonder what you're doing wrong. It's uncomfortable, and we don't always admit we feel it. It's one thing to tell ourselves that losing is part of life. It's another to believe it when it keeps happening. Adults don't just face disappointment, we tie it to identity. When we're passed over, it can start to feel personal. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm falling behind. Maybe I'll never catch up. And unlike kids, we often face this alone. There's no one narrating the story or wrapping a prize in the next layer. But that's why Bingo's story matters, because she keeps showing up even when the outcome is uncertain. And that kind of quiet persistence, it's something many of us need to practice too. But Pass the Parcel doesn't judge that reaction. It normalizes it. Bingo feels it too. The prize passes her by again and again, and it hurts. What the episode does so well is show how that comparison can evolve. Bingo learns that her friend's win doesn't mean she's lost. Someone else's happiness doesn't cancel out her own. That's a powerful shift, one we're still learning as adults. You can root for others without forgetting your own goals. You can be proud of friends and still want more for yourself. The key is remembering your time will come too. And there's one phrase keeps coming up throughout the episode: maybe next time. At first, it feels like a throwaway line, a small comfort, but the more it's repeated, the more it becomes a kind of mindset. Not, you will win next time, because life doesn't work like that. Just, maybe next time. That's how a lot of adulthood works. We don't get guarantees. We keep trying anyway. We stay hopeful, but realistic. And that quiet persistence, that willingness to show up again without knowing the outcome, is a real kind of strength. It's easy to assume an episode like this is meant for parents and kids, but it's actually a reflection of adult life. Because here's the truth: even as adults, we don't always handle losing well. We compare, we shut down, we stop putting ourselves out there. Pass the Parcel gently reminds us that disappointment is part of the deal, and the solution isn't to protect ourselves from it completely. It's to build the tools to handle it better. Pat learns this too. He starts off thinking the old way is better, but over time, he sees how the kids are adapting. They're learning to be okay with losing, and they're still having fun. That's a win in itself. At the end of the episode, Bingo finally wins. The parcel stops on her. Inside is a kite, and she's overjoyed. It's a great moment, but the real win isn't the kite. It's the emotional growth that came before it. Bingo learned how to lose, not just once, but many times. She kept showing up, kept trying, and stayed kind even when it was hard. She learned how to handle disappointment, how to be genuinely happy for others, and how to keep playing without needing to control the outcome. By the time she actually gets the prize, it's no longer about needing to feel chosen. It's about sharing in the fun, being part of the moment, and feeling proud of how far she's come. That's what makes the win satisfying. Not the toy, but the person she became along the way. It's a reminder that sometimes the process matters more than the result. The best part of this episode isn't Bingo winning. It's that she keeps showing up, she keeps playing, she stays in the circle, she supports her friends, she doesn't check out, even when she feels disappointed. What makes this arc so powerful is that she doesn't get bitter. She doesn't start blaming the game, or the rules, or the people who won. She stays present, she stays kind, she learns to feel joy for others, and eventually, she finds her own. It's not about staying positive all the time. It's about staying connected, even through disappointment. And for adults, that's often harder than we admit. Bingo shows us that emotional strength isn't loud or flashy. Sometimes it's just quietly showing up again, without resentment, and still believing your moment might come. That's what we take away as adults. We won't always get the outcome we want, and sometimes we'll be overlooked or left behind. But the real strength comes from choosing to stay engaged, to keep participating, keep caring, and keep showing up with an open heart. Because that's where connection happens. That's how growth happens. And when your moment does come, you'll be ready for it. Not just because you stuck around, but because of who you became along the way.